Hey everybody! In this video we'll cover a sister application to Modus VR called Modus Photo. The purpose behind Modus Photo is to allow you to capture high quality images of the rooms you've built. These can be great deliverables for clients or even great for marketing purposes. To open Modus Photo, simply select a space in the launcher and hit Open in Modus Photo. When you get in, you'll notice there's a small window in the top right showing you how to open the menu by hitting M, and how to take a photo by hitting Enter. Any photos that you do take will be saved in the same folder of the space you're working on. To start, I want to show you how to control the camera first. If you hit M on the keyboard, a menu will pop up and the last tab is the Controls tab. Here you'll notice you have a few mouse settings you can change, and then the option to control the camera via keyboard and mouse or with an Xbox controller. The one thing to note is to actually move the camera, the menu has to be closed or you have to be in fly mode. So let's quickly cover these controls, and for the purposes of this video, I'll be using keyboard and mouse to do so. The basic idea behind controlling the camera is that you'll point the mouse where you want to go and then use several different keys to move in different directions. To go forwards, left, back, and right, you'll use W, A, S, and D. So to go forward, press W, A takes you left, S moves you backward, and D moves the camera right. You can also move the camera straight up and straight down using the space bar and left shift key. There's also two other shortcut keys that will move the camera to each seat in the room. Oftentimes it's nice to get a shot from a seat's view, so instead of having to fly to a seat in the room and position the camera above it, you can simply press Q or E to cycle through each seat like this. Okay, that should do it for controls. Again, if you ever need a refresher, you can find a guide in the menu under the Controls tab. Now let's cover the other settings in the menu. First is the Camera tab. Here you can zoom in and out and change the resolution to 1080p, 4K, or even 8K. There is also a focus range setting, which allows you to determine the depth of field for shots. This scale runs from f.5 to f22. So let's go over an example of how this works. Let's pick this couch here. Okay, at f22, notice that no matter where I point the lens, the entire scene is in focus. But watch what happens when I point the lens at the couch and lower the focus range to somewhere around f1.5. You'll see that the background starts to blur. I can also use this feature to put the foreground out of focus and the background in focus. If I now shift the lens away from the couch and out into the room, watch how the couch now goes out of focus and the room comes into focus. Now, if I go back and shift the focus range to f22, the scene starts to come completely in focus again. There's some really cool shots you can get using these camera settings, so please play around with them and find what works best for you. Okay, the second tab is lighting. Now, each type of light you have in your room has its own light source that can be changed with these sliders. So all of my recessed lights can be controlled here in ceiling lights, all pendant lights and hanging lights, all sconces and wall lights, and so forth. There's also a section to control ambient lighting, whether through lowering shades or through a global ambient light slider. The last setting here is attenuation, which controls how far away lights have influence. So with a higher attenuation, the look is more natural and lights have greater influence. The last two tabs are pretty self-explanatory. In the Media tab, you can play movies, and in the Assistants tab, you can turn on any of the assistants to get in your photos. So if you want to show sightlines, viewing angles, reverb assistant, or more, this is where you can turn them on. Okay, to end, I'm just going to grab a couple shots and show you where they save. Let's grab a shot here from the side of the couch. And then let's also grab one from the same spot with a movie turned on and viewing angles turned on. Okay, now if I exit, which I can do by pressing either escape or pressing exit in the menu, you'll notice these photos I took are saved in the same directory of the room I was working on.